Welcome to Nimble Piano. My name is Innocent. Today we're going to be learning all about triads and chords. And of course, we're going to be emphasizing on the number system. We're going to take all that knowledge and apply it together. The number system. What is the number system? The number system is a definition that I came up with where we no longer look at the scale as letters, but we look at them as numbers. So for instance, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, it's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the 8 and the 1 are the same. You can address the 8 as the 1 and the 1 as the 8, depending on where you are. So that is the number system. So the number system is going to help you to unconsciously develop your playing skills without worrying about all the complex music theory, which much of it I have left out in these videos. So for the purpose of enabling you to play piano in a liberating way or perspective. So as a beginner, it's important for you to learn how to identify melodies, identify triads, to tell whether if a triad is a major triad or a minor triad. So this is what this whole concept is about. So without any waste of time, let's get into our lesson for today. So now, remember I told you that everything you have learned, we're going to be using it and applying it to playing songs. So I'm not going to waste no time. We're going to go into now applying triads to play a piece of music. So there are a few things that you need to put in place, few tricks that you can do that I'm going to show you that are going to help you develop that confidence within, and then understand that these things are not far-fetched. You know, playing piano is not really a far-fetched thing. It's something that if you can just put the right things in place, you know, you'll get what you want out of it. So now we're going to be playing a triad. Now we're going to be applying a certain trick. This trick is like you're going to apply your left hand. So your left hand is going to play the bass line with your pinky finger, bass line. And then with the index finger, you're going to be playing the middle note right there. And then with your thumb, you're going to be playing the octave of this. Remember, we learned about octaves on the previous lesson. This is where we apply the octaves here. So this middle finger, remember the posture that I told you about? If you can just keep the same posture, play with your pinky finger and then your thumb. And then now, since your thumb was playing here and you have these two fingers there, then just move your thumb on the next one and then this on the next one. And then these three, you're going to just leave them floating. So here is how this, remember the first lesson, it sounded like this? But listen to the difference of the sound now that we have included this middle note here. That certainly sounds much fuller than just playing the triad like that. So this is the exercise that you're going to use starting from today. This is how we're going to apply every triad and chord that we're going to be playing. So now, the same thing applies when we were playing with triads. We're going to use the same trick and then ascend and then come back descending. Right, so here is the first try. Ba da ba da 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 do ba da da da. So it's important for you to identify the rhythm. Now, I know it can be a little bit difficult for you, but it's not impossible. I know this because I have tried this on many students. You know, most of them, they got it quick. Don't worry about getting it quick, but worry about playing it the right way, right? That is the mindset. So with this flow of arpeggio, we're going to attempt going up. So here we go. Then octave C. So the same thing, we're going to descend. Just like that. And I know it's going to be a little bit tricky for you guys, but if you do these exercises, I promise you, you'll be going in no time. You'll be playing the songs that you love with such great confidence. So when we do the descending one, you will notice that you're going to have to stretch your fingers a little bit. So from here, I'm not trying to move everything like that. You see now? I'm not trying to move everything because for most people, it's going to be confusing. So if we are on the second note, which is the E, I'm sorry, here we go again. Now, look what I'm doing. I'm going to start moving the pinky and I'm going to bring it there and then the middle finger and then the thumb and then the thumb again and then the index. Now, I know it's going to be a bit tricky for some of you, but I believe in you. That's the first thing. And I know you can do it. And I know for most of you, you're going to complain about your wrist, this part bending up, and then this muscles here bending up. That is normal. Don't fret, please. That is very normal. Just make sure that you get through the rehearsal. So if the hand starts hurting a little bit more, just try to relax it. Try to relax. You see, it hurts because you are trying so hard to do the right thing and then everything is just stiff and the fingers are just stiff. So try to just relax a little bit more and then use your wrist. You see, this part here, God gave us so that it can move, you know. So and for most people, it doesn't move. So actually, when they play, what they do is that they instead, you see, my wrist is moving right there. My wrist is really doing the job there in a way to okay, you know what, let me just take this camera up a little bit so that you can see what I mean. All right, there we go. So now look at this, look at my wrist. So my hand is facing that way, but then my wrist can move that way and I can, you know, I can hit those notes like that. So yes, I can hit those notes like that. So make sure that you use your wrist more than to use your whole body. Like I'm actually tilting to my right now so that my hand can be straight. You don't need the hand straight, you just need to move your, you know. I'm emphasizing on that because I know it's going to be a problem for many, but it's not an impossible thing. So again, then you start moving with your bass line, your bass ground. Then the second one comes, the third, the fourth, the fifth, just like that. So when you descend, it's going to be a little bit tricky because you're going to have to stretch your pinky. You see what my pinky is doing there? For most people, that can be very difficult. But that's normal. You see, I want to stress the fact that when you try these things, the challenges that you're going to face, they are all normal. But then just try to relax your hand, move your wrist better, and then you'll find that everything makes sense and you will quickly be able to get through the rehearsal. And then these rehearsals that I'm giving you, they are actually a whole week's rehearsal, you know, and if you can play these things within a day or two, then it means you've got a drive. It means that you are hungry, the hunger is there, and you're going to get there in no time. So this is me giving you my second practice rehearsal. So please go through this rehearsal 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. If you are younger, 1 hour a day. It can help you be flexible with your hands and be able to do what you need to do quicker. All right. So thank you guys. Let's meet again on our next session. This is a triad, and this is a chord. Now, a triad is 3 notes played at a time. A chord is 4 notes played at a time. Of course, these triads, they've got identity. Here's what I mean. This is not just only called a triad, but a major triad, because we have what we call also a minor triad, and we have what we also call a diminished triad, and then we have also an augmented triad. Now, these other triads, we're not going to be looking much into them, but as we go further, as you play songs and as we do all sorts of things, I will be explaining to you where they apply. So at the moment, we're going to simply focus on the major and the minor triad. So you can hear a difference already. If I play a triad as a major note, this is how it's going to sound like. The moment I change into a minor, you should be able to identify it. So a great way of helping you to identify sounds with your ear, and this is the ear training session right here. The best way to do that is to play the melodies and then identify them. Try to memorize the way they change, the different emotions they give you when they change. So emotion is another drive of mine, because I haven't really dived much into all the complexities of, chords and triads, but I have a pretty much good basic, and I can tell you that with everything that I've been able to do with my music so far, which sounds, pretty good and pretty professional, I have depended on emotion, and I have depended on how the sound, makes me feel. Everything that I do rests on emotion. So this is the drive of mine that I want to also give you as a gift. So if you really want to understand identifying melodies and triads and chords as they change, understand the feel they give you, understand the emotion they give you, and let that be your drive. That is the best ear training trick that you can get. So with chords, it's the same thing. When the chord changes from a major to a minor, you should be able to identify it. Let me go also into the diminished. Now listen to how the diminished is going to sound. Listen to how the augmented is going to sound. Some of these sounds really don't make sense until you apply them in a song. Like I said before, we're going to focus mainly on major triads and minor triads, major chords and minor chords.